Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Antonia and today I'm going to be talking about the Gorilla Glue incident and some things that I've seen on social media surrounding it. Don't worry if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll give a quick overview at the start of the video and then I'm going to get into some of the issues I've seen come up in response to this situation. If you're new around here, hello, hi, welcome. My name's Antonia, like I've said. I'm a fourth year medical student who makes videos about pretty much anything that comes into my head, mainly around medical school, university and commentary as well. If that sounds good to you, feel free to subscribe and keep watching this video. Tessica Brown is a 40-something-year-old lady in the States who hopped onto TikTok to tell us that she had put Gorilla Glue spray in her hair when she had run out of her Got2b spray. Just to put the distinction there, Got2b hairspray is a hairspray, whereas Gorilla Glue is a very strong adhesive. In her TikTok, she mentions that her hair's been completely laid flat for a month. No movement, no nothing. I didn't see this on TikTok personally, I saw it on Twitter. People, when they first saw this video, you know, were kind of making fun, jesting a little bit. I think a lot of people didn't really think it was real. It wasn't until Tessica posted a follow-up video to TikTok with her pouring shampoo in her hair, rubbing it on her hair and it not moving an inch that people really realized that this is real. Her hair was laid beautifully. However, having your hair glued down to your head for a month cannot be healthy. And I think people started to clock on very quickly that there are a slew of health issues that could be occurring right now. People were talking about dead scalp, talking about ingrown hairs, just the fact that your scalp hasn't had the chance to breathe for a month. After the first video was posted, she gained the nickname Gorilla Glue Girl. They didn't actually know how old she was at the time. They didn't know that she was in her 40s at the time, but yeah, she got that nickname. I think Gorilla Glue even trended on Twitter for a while. But yeah, people refer to the situation and they refer to Tessica as Gorilla Glue Girl. A lot of people started to question why Tessica hadn't already taken herself to the ER and suggested that she did so she did. At the ER, she was given a couple of chemicals, I think including acetone, to take home and to try and take off the glue by herself. Tessica and her sister posted a couple of videos of them trying to use the chemicals to take off the glue. In the videos, Tessica looked like she was in a lot of pain and it didn't really look like her hair was making much progress. Finally, Dr. Michael Obeng, a LA-based plastic surgeon, came up with a concoction to help Tessica remove this Gorilla Glue from her hair. It was comprised of medical grade adhesive remover, olive oil, acetone and aloe vera. Tessica flew out to LA and using this concoction, Dr. Obeng was able to remove the Gorilla Glue from her hair without her losing her edges, which was very impressive, especially because a lot of people on social media had suggested that she would have to shave off her head, and to be honest, it got to a point where even I thought that she might have to shave off her head. But yes, that brought us to the end of the Gorilla Glue saga. Now to get into some of the issues arising from this situation. The first and foremost issue that I saw being debated a lot on social media was, does Tessica Brown deserve any notoriety or fame as a result of this incident? As a result of this situation, Tessica has amassed about 800-ish thousand followers on Instagram. She has management in her Insta bio, and I saw people trying to suggest one of two things: either that she had staged this situation for clout, or that she was being praised for doing an extremely stupid thing and didn't deserve to have any fame whatsoever. With the first one, Tessica said that this occurred by accident, and I believe her. I saw a tweet that said something along the lines of no black woman would ever intentionally damage their hair for clout, and it's true. Even with all the TLC I try to give to my hair, I still feel like sometimes my hair is falling out or like breaking, and that's without me doing anything intentionally to damage my hair. So I can't even imagine how wild you'd have to be to actually do something to intentionally damage black hair. Black hair requires a lot of work, and I don't think that Tessica looks like the sort of person that would have done that on purpose. The second one, yes, okay, what happened was a mistake that really shouldn't have happened, if we're being completely honest. People have mentioned that Gorilla Glue is very similar in name to an actual hair gel called Gorilla Snot, which obviously does bring up that comparison issue, but still shouldn't have really happened. People are getting annoyed that it was a silly thing that kind of boosted Tessica to fame, and I'll say, yes, while it's not great that it was something like this that got her big break or whatever, Tessica isn't the first person to get famous off of a mistake or a one-off incident or of something that's kind of out of the norm and crazy. She didn't invent this, so she's just using a system that has worked in the past and will most likely work in the future as well. At the end of the day, she shared some of the really vulnerable points of her treatment and her experience with the Gorilla Glue in her hair, the absolute pain that she was in trying to use that acetone with her sister to take off the glue. She's not advocating for people to do this. She's almost bringing awareness for people not to do it. Of course, most people didn't really need to know not to do it, but still, she's not promoting something inherently negative. She's just simply sharing her experience of the mistake that she's made, which will hopefully tell the remaining people that needed to know that you cannot put Gorilla Glue in your hair. Some people are getting annoyed at the fact that Tessica now has management, and I was actually watching Tiffany Ferg's video. If you don't know who Tiffany Ferg is, please go and check her out. She is amazing. I was watching Tiffany Ferg's video on child memes and children who get famous off of funny clips or funny faces that they pull, and off the back of those memes or those viral moments, loads of families get their children management. So this is a viral moment, and it makes sense that if there's money to be made, it's good to have a manager that will be able to guide you to it, and hopefully an ethical way that doesn't result in you being scammed. So I didn't really think I have a problem with that, to be perfectly honest. People also were getting annoyed about the fact that Tessica's GoFundMe that was set up for any treatment that she would need met and exceeded its goal extremely quickly. People tried to compare this to countless people who have started GoFundMes for things like cancer and physical injuries that they were not responsible for, who never actually reached their goal or reached their goal extremely slowly, and basically were insinuating that Tessica was kind of gaming the system and didn't deserve the money that she ended up receiving for this GoFundMe. First things first, no one should have to go to GoFundMe or any other kind of fundraising account to be able to get money for medical treatment. Healthcare should be universal and should be free. I know people are going to say that it's not realistic for that to happen, but that's just my own opinion on it. Whether it's someone gorilla gluing their hair down or someone being a cancer patient, each situation is very important because health is at risk. Is it frustrating that people needing money to pay for chemo not afford it? Yes, extremely. Did Tessica cause that problem by posting her own GoFundMe page for what was happening with her? No. She's not responsible for the fact that unfortunately some people have to be reliant on fundraising to be able to afford medical expenses. That's not her fault. Tessica's situation went viral, which meant a lot of people were very invested in her situation. Her GoFundMe was shown to way more people than other people's GoFundMes were, which increased the likelihood that people will donate. Like I said, is this right? No. However, this is not Tessica's fault either. Our healthcare systems around the world should be able to support and look after all of their citizens. So it's not really a Tessica issue I see that with. It's more like a, hey, why does somebody who needs money for chemo need to fundraise that money by themselves instead of having access to it for free? But you know, I just saw that argument and I just thought that it was kind of invalid. Also, Tessica has actually said that she's going to be donating $20,000 of her GoFundMe money to a reconstructive surgery organization, which is actually substantially more than her surgery would have even cost anyway. And finally, I saw a tweet actually, or a series of tweets, celebrating the fact that Dr. Obeng had actually come up with the solvent that got the Gorilla Glue out of Tessica's hair. This was a particularly big feat because Gorilla Glue themselves, in light of the situation, came out to say that they don't actually have a solvent for Gorilla Glue. Initially, Tessica actually tried to add water to try and obviously take off the glue, and water apparently makes Gorilla Glue stronger. The fact that Dr. Obeng could actually come up with something to remove this safely from human skin and hair was amazing. The tweet was ended with the phrase "Black Excellence," which made sense because Dr. Obeng is a black doctor. He is of Ghanaian descent. A lot of people got annoyed in the responses to that tweet, asking why the person posting this tweet was making it about race. I just have a couple of things to say about that. Honestly, I feel like this argument is so contrived, okay? The month of February when this all occurred is actually Black History Month in the US. So of course, lots of black people in the US and even around the world are celebrating Black history even more than they would normally. This in turn will have an impact on the way that people see the situation, especially because this is a historical feat. Dr. Michael Obeng was the first person to make a solvent for this Gorilla Glue. It is something of note and it happened in February, Black History Month. Also, the fact of the matter is Tessica is a black woman. Dr. Michael Obeng is a black doctor. It happened in Black History Month and it was actually Black Twitter that first, I think, found this video, posted it to Twitter and really amplified the situation. So of course, the majority of people who connect with the situation are most likely to be black people. I think what some people need to realize is that by saying something is black excellence doesn't mean that anyone is trying to shade another ethnicity or anything like that. It's just people celebrating the fact that a black man came up with the solution to this issue. It doesn't have to be hateful, it's not spiteful, it's just the facts of the matter. I think a lot of people kind of get lost in the sauce and assume that when people mention ethnicity in this way that it has to be negative. It's not negative, it's just people uplifting the fact that a black person was able to come up with this and solve this issue. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly touch on that because it kind of annoyed me. In summary, it's a bizarre situation. Hopefully no one else will fall into it again, but I'm very, very happy that Tessica got to keep her hair and her edges, and that through this we now have a solvent for Gorilla Glue. It's good. Not everything that you glue down necessarily needs to be glued down forever, so it's good to have that. And I feel like there was a net gain societally from the situation. That brings us to the end of this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Feel free to leave your comments down below if there's anything that you agree with or disagree with in this video, or if there's any key detail you think that I've left out or anything like that. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing for some more weekly content. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!